Welcome to Kabbalah Conversations. We're so happy you dropped in to join us. Kabbalah Conversations is where students of the Kabbalah Center get together to have weekly conversations about how the energy of the week impacts us, how we navigate through its challenges, and face the opportunities that the universe brings to us this week, using the tools and the ancient wisdom of Kabbalah, which ultimately helps us connect to our soul's purpose and true fulfillment. Since you found our channel, we hope that something that you hear today inspires you and motivates you or helps make your week a lot better because of it. So welcome to Kabbalah Conversations and welcome to my fellow Kabbalah students.
Yay, and welcome, Marguerite.
Welcome, Marguerite. Marguerite is in the house today.
Yes, I
Marguerite,
am.
you're originally from Brazil, right?
Yes, I am. I'm here in Las Vegas for almost 25 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it
So,
is.
so every week we try to bring another one of our community members, students. We'd like to hear your stories, something that's going on in your life right now. Were you able to use the tools of Kabbalah? Anything inspiring? It could be either a miracle story that happened, or maybe a challenge that you're going through, and you've seen how the tools of Kabbalah are helping you in your life. So before we started recording, you started telling us something, and I said, "Stop! Let's have it. Save it for."
Yeah. Yeah, no, Esther was saying that we should listen to some Kabbalah kind of lesson, right? And then I had a very challenging thing happening with me on Saturday, and made me. I was like I was a mixing of feelings. I was afraid and upset at the same time, and then somebody just. I think it was Sunday. So one of the students just shared a video of a podcast with David Guillaume. And then when I had all these feelings, and I said, you know what? I should just listen to this because I know that there's a message for me. And that's when David starts saying, even in our darkest time, that's something good. We're being tested. So I said, okay, I'm being tested. And then I just did the what a pleasure pause, So and then everything just fall in place. People that I didn't even knew that they could have helped me, and they just came and offered some help, and everything just sat down, and it was an amazing thing.
Amazing.
I love that concept of when your ego is about to like die and you're going to reveal your soul and have new blessings, that right before you're going to feel like anxious or triggered or something because your ego is trying to stop you from moving forward and hearing the podcast or talking to that person. So lots of times we'll have a bad feeling and we think, oh, we shouldn't do this, or it's just not right because it's triggering me. But you took a moment, it seems like, to say, wait, this is actually a good thing. And I'm going to go through the discomfort in order to like see what's on the other side.
Yeah, that's right.
And miracles come after that, right?
Yeah, that's right. And because for some reason, and I know this is part of my correction, I attract a lot of abusers, and that was one of them.
Wow.
And I know this is. I have a certainty that is for something better, and I have light, and I keep asking the Creator, what is my purpose here, and where is my correction, and then I know that is that I'm not a victim, so. I think we're learning Kabbalah. I think that's we are not the effect, we're the cause. So I am the cause. And that's how I need to like expand my vessel and receive the light, right? So that's what exactly my soul wanna just expand my vessel, and then for some reason something comes to test us, right? And so thank God that I heard David Yim.
What is the situation totally changed now, or is it just in your consciousness that there's a change? Like once you did, the pause and you injected certainty that this is coming from the light, it's coming from a benefit. I hear that, there was a positive change in you in how you felt, from what I hear, but as it triggered also a change in
Yeah, and
externally.
physically, yeah. And at first it happened with my feelings, right? I just when I had the certainty that it was coming from the light, then people, real people, just showed up, and I stepped in and fixed everything without me going crazy. Like everything was so smoothly, and it was. Um, Instead of fighting and going to the extreme, everything just happened. How do you say, like softly? Everything was resolved, and it was not like a big thing that I had to call the police or anything like that. And then everything was resolved.
Wow.
Thank God for this.
Marguerite,
Yeah.
I think that's such a common thing that people deal with like abuse. It seems so prevalent, but I think the difference is you said you stopped and you asked, what's your correction here? Like, why is this happening, maybe? Did you have an answer that came to you about what you need to, or why it's showing up, like what your lesson is, or how to love yourself more? Or did you get an answer to that?
Yeah, because most of the time I act like a victim. So for the victims, they need abusers, right? So that's why my answer was I don't know if I could explain myself, but it's that I'm not a victim. So I need to start looking at me and say that because sometimes I'm looking for somebody to help me, and the answer is inside of myself, and so because usually I had this since I was little, and I had this victim mentality, and like people is just doing something wronging me, and that's the thing that and I said, no, I'm just going to stop this mentality, and that's the message that I have, because when I look behind me, and I like my past and everything was repeating, it's like a pattern, and being abused, and I know that it is my correction, because on my, I don't know if I can, my chart, I was a Scorpion, right? And so as a Scorpion, as a kind of victimized, and I came here to correct that.
Hmm.
Wow.
So.
And obviously, when sometimes we have a repetitive thing that we know we need to change, and sometimes we feel like, okay, I'm done, I did it, and then it comes back, right?
Did
So
you really? Let's see how you handle it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the question to ask is even if it comes back, I don't think it's the same, because I know that you are using the tools, you're using the Zohar, and it could be like the last opportunity to break something. What I'm saying is, even though it's still painful, David Guillaume, in that podcast that you were referring to, he spoke of a very powerful story. He said that he has a big company and he got a call, and the call was basically that he lost $1 million. They wired the funds, instead of to the manufacturer, they wired it to a scammer somehow. And you're expecting in the story that because he hung up at the phone, he said, wait, before I'm dealing with the situation, I'm going to inject certainty. I know it's from the light. I know it's for my benefit. I'm actually going to get myself happy, and excited.
And
say,
he
this
started
is
dancing,
good.
right?
And as I'm hearing the story, I'm like in my mind, so you got the money back, right? Like, you did the work and the money was back, right? And he says, no, the money was not back. I actually lost $1 million. But you know what? Because I injected that certainty, that year we made like 100x or something like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes the answer is like, because I can feel you still have pain, whatever you're going through. But with that pain, by you injecting the certainty, it could mean that the miracle is trying to enter your life. It just wants you to go through an experience one more time, to inject certainty, to inject happiness, to say, even though you don't necessarily feel it in the moment, but to say, I'm happy about this situation. And by that, many times it's like that's it. It like, and it brings tremendous miracles into your life.
Yeah. No, and if it was before knowing Kabbalah, oh my gosh, I think I was going to to be crazy. So yeah, and I'm like a little baby still learning, and but I know I have the certainty that whatever it is, and sometimes I think it's painful because at my age, it's kind of embarrassing that I don't know everything, and I said, why I didn't learn that when I was a little kid, right? So I could, by my age now, and then I could handle this things, or probably the things that not even going to happen with me anymore. So I think my pain is not to know everything yet, and
But not to have guilt about it either, like, it takes however long it takes for us to get to the point where we can break our old vessel. Personally going through some major financial shocking things coming into our life right now. It's getting hit from, like, you thought you had this financial thing to deal with, and then this one comes that's like 7 times as big as that one, and then another one, and a car situation, and
Almost laughable.
It is. And to say, no, this is amazing. This is so great. And you know why this is happening? This is happening because, the creator says your vessel is this big, your vessel is this small. You need to change this. So in order to change this, you have to break it, and you have to see the light beyond that. And that's the certainty beyond logic, because it's not logical to be excited about this challenge that's coming. And the Michael Berg was saying in the lecture from this week that, it's more than just saying, okay, so something happens and I don't want it to happen and it's not good and I want it to go away. And then we say, okay, so what's the next level? Okay, I can say this is from the light of the creator. This is from my benefit. But he said, certainty is not just a tool to deal with the fear and the doubt and the uncertainty, but it's a powerful tool to develop my spiritual intuition, to break that old vessel, to get into my spiritual intuition, to use that situation is really an awakening. And we're going to keep seeing that situation, just like a relationship is going to come back to us again and again and again in a different body. You divorce this one and you get another one, but it's the same situation. It's just harder until we have that spiritual awakening, or we kick into our spiritual intuition. And you watch the lecture also, so chime in when you want. But he said he wants what we need is to have our desire be ever expanding and have unlimited expectations. So if my expectations are just, that's not going to happen anymore, I'm over that, that's, I know better, I'm going to do better, I'm going to be better. It's way beyond that.
Sometimes too, like it's looking at what the blessings are coming in and expanding. But I think that really the deep lesson of all of these things is to learn certainty in ourselves. Because it's one thing to have certainty in a force outside of you. It's a really big thing to have certainty of the force inside of you. And to know that literally we are the creator, like what we are inside. And when we give that the honor and respect that it has, we tend to not let other people treat us disrespectfully. And I don't think we have to always be like, oh, the creator is sending this to me, so I need to be kind and I need to whatever. Maybe this creator is like, it's coming to us because we don't see the creator in us. And when we see the creator in us, when stuff comes at us, like it doesn't hurt us. We put our foot down and we say, hey, like, I don't accept this. Like, you don't treat the creator this way. And, you don't treat me this way. And once we really have that firm belief in ourselves and put boundaries up, that stuff starts to go away. It starts to like realize that it can't take our energy anymore. And then it'll start to look for it somewhere else. So I think the big thing with all these lessons is to have certainty that what's coming to us is for us, and to learn that actually what's for us is in us, and to respect that. It really, really makes the world around us like treat us differently, because we work differently, And
when we're going to our next level, there has to be something, there is a breakthrough. And the breakthrough just doesn't come like, oh, we keep elevating and we have more certainty and everything is getting better and good and better and good. It's just that the things that happen, we're still going to have the challenges. The challenges are going to get bigger as we get bigger, but it's how we deal with them. And like you said, and how we connect to the internal force of the creator inside of us. Then the things that happen to us really don't happen to us. They happen for us.
Yeah. I had a long history of attracting men who spoke poorly of me and would belittle me. And I realized as I grew my self-esteem and like my realizing how powerful I was internally, I didn't allow it as much. Like it would still come at me at first. And I started realizing like how bad this was for them and how disrespectful this was to the creator. And I would start shutting doors on people who were talking to me poorly, and I would push them away, and I would say, you don't talk to me this way. And eventually I did it enough, I'd say a good year of this, where I just said, no, like, I won't tolerate this. I would love to talk to you in a different matter, but not like this. And now it's not in my movie anymore, honestly, like it doesn't happen anymore. But it did take a good year of me just respecting myself and saying like, I'm not tolerating this. It's not going to happen. So I think sometimes that comes with men, but I think sometimes like it comes with neighbors or it comes with coworkers, or it comes, in different challenges. But having that self-respect it's not ego, it's respecting the creator in us,
Beautiful. Anybody has a current miracle story? We're getting closer to Hanukkah, which is people, if they heard of Hanukkah before, they think it's maybe a Jewish holiday and festival of lights, and but we know it's a festival of real lights. Like it's not light bulbs that's also nice to have decoration and this, but it's a festival of light, like light of miracles that just showers on the universe. And in Hanukkah, that is, I think it's around Christmas this year.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
time that by us doing very little action, lighting a few candles and just setting up our consciousness, we're opening ourselves to all the beautiful light of miracles that begs us to open up so it can come in. So I don't know, just had a thought about that that is coming up. If you want more information, reach us wherever you saw the video and we'll give you more information on how to connect to that light.
Yeah. And I think we'll talk more about it as we get closer to it too.
I felt a lot of miracles this week. I've been with my family on this trip in Utah. We're here for a family member's wedding. And for a long time, I haven't felt a lot of support and acceptance in my spiritual path. And I think it's been a big, dynamic with our family we all grew up in the same church, and then we've all kind of split off on different spiritual paths. And it was very hard for a really long time. And I feel like this week especially, it's showed so much how through a long, painful process, we've all come to like accept each other and love each other and really appreciate each other's differences. And so this week we've all come together and it's just like peaceful and respectful and beautiful. And so
Wow.
it shows me how in the challenges, like the big picture, when you finally get to the sweet fruit, of it, that it just makes everything like make sense and worthwhile and makes the whole process like so beautiful.
Are you in Utah now?
I'm in Utah right now. I'm at my sister's house. Yeah, it's her son's
Oh.
wedding
When is the wedding?
tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Nice.
You are traveling a lot these days. You were
I
in
know.
LA and
I know. I need to be home next. I need to just be home for a while. Yeah.
that's great.
About you, Yehuda, any miracles?
I think the miracle that is, it's funny when stuff manifests in our world that I can share the miracle that happened, that's already on a lower scale. I'm at a higher scale right now. I'm at a scale that I haven't even seen the miracle. But it's kind of like a joke, but it's not a joke. It's like Michael was explaining, I think he said when we see manifested goodness in our life, stuff that's good, and we see it manifest, it means that the light is reaching our nefesh, ruach, neshama, which are the lower part of our souls. But he said when there's nothing that's happening, the light is actually given to your chaya and yechida, which is the higher part of your soul. And I know that we are creating the miracles and they're already there. We just haven't seen them yet because of what Esther was sharing before. We're being like attacked with financial challenges. Like very surprising. We just lost Margarete. Hopefully we'll get her back. Like different things that don't make sense. Like taxes that
lawsuit, you name it.
the lawsuit like hasn't been like there's like it's in the air that there could be one coming, so we haven't been served with a lawsuit, but it's like it's looking, that like that's where people may want to take it. And there's taxes that are like what's that got to do, like and I guess we're getting taxed with where we should be. You know what I mean? It's like we should get taxed for making $1 trillion. Why are we thinking so small? So we're like, what is this? But the creator is probably laughing and says, this is where you need to be. Like,
wow, that's actually a really powerful like perspective on it.
Yeah. So we are at the point where we haven't seen the miracle, but we're really working on injecting that excitement that this is good. Like yesterday, what happened yesterday? Another thing happened. So yesterday there's like a house that that weird things are happening where we had power and we lost the power, and NV Energy says, you have power, but we don't, and weird things. And today we heard that the water is shut off. It's like, what's happening in this place? And I'm like, nobody saw me, but I was in our bedroom and I was dancing like, yes, 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 yes. Because I remember David, story about losing $1 million, and he didn't get back on the phone to handle the situation before he was actually happy about it. So I'm getting myself happy about this. I'm living through the story, so I would love to tell it from the other end, but that's not even the point. Even if I'll never see the other end, just by I have enough certainty to know that right now I'm generating something good and that the whole story is good. Does it hurt? Yes. Do I fall into doubt? Yes. When I hear the bad news, do I still panic a little bit? Yes. But if I can get back on my feet and even fake it till you make it, dance and say, yes, I'm so happy about this. Thank you so much. I love you. This is amazing what you're doing for me. I know that the miracles have already happened. Now it's like, let's see them trickle down to our reality where they become manifest and we see them. But that's where we are.
That's how we access them. That's the download that you need to get to, right? And I think the point of it is that at least we have the tools. So when the challenge comes that you never expected, and then another one and another one and another one, it is laughable. And to just say, I think he was saying, like, for at least 5 minutes to just keep going with it, until you get to the point where you kind of cross over. And then you really feel like you're connected to the light of the creator, right? You gotta keep trying. I did it after something had happened, one of the many things that had happened. And I'm like, this is silly. And I'm talking to the creator and I'm trying to laugh about it. And I'm feeling silly and it doesn't make sense. And I don't even know what to say to the creator anymore. But I pushed and I pushed and I pushed. And finally I felt like I kind of broke through. And I know that it's just, it really is, whether it goes away or it doesn't, whether we get saddled with something but the creator's going to give us the ability to handle it, because it's all in potential and the miracle is just sitting there. And for me to tap into it, I have to break through that ceiling.
And by the way, I'm just I don't want to forget the thought, and then hopefully you won't forget yours. I still need to deal with the situation. So it's like in David's story, he hung up the phone, he went through the process of getting excited. He still got back on the phone and say, okay, do this, call the FBI and check with that person and call this person and do. So you still have to do what you have to do. We're not living in La La Land. So we're not like something bad has happened and let me just be excited and everything will work out. It doesn't work like that. So, but I get excited and now I'm dealing with this situation, but in my mind, I've decided that it's good and it's not bad, and that'll make all the difference. Now, the physical steps may look exactly the same. The phone call that I need to make next, the action, the checking up about this and doing that. And, the steps may be identical to what would have happened before I injected the excitement, but it's very different. Now I'm operating from a different place, and the outcome, no question, will be very, very different. So now back to you, Avigai.
Well, we learn in Kabbalah that the Old Testament stories are all examples of how the universe works, how manifestation works, how the creator works, and for tools for us to use. So the story of Joseph the righteous, we know Joseph, the coat of many colors, he was in prison for 10 years and had no reason to have certainty or faith or whatever, but he did. And the longer you're in darkness, but inject that certainty that everything is working for you, that finally when it breaks, you break free, when the blessings come, it'll be even greater. So actually, the longer you're in darkness, it's actually even better, big picture, because if you receive the blessing right away, that's beautiful. But if the blessing takes a long time to get to and you have to fight even more and more and more certainty, it's going to be crazy huge once it finally comes. And we see that with Joseph, like by the time, he became the richest man in the world, or managed the most wealth in the world. And that's our teaching, our example of how the energy works, that the longer you're in the darkness and the longer you can fight and inject that certainty, the greater the reward, and actually be happy about it.
Amazing.
So keep going.
How are we doing on time? I think, because I was thinking, should we get Margarete back on? But I think we're coming to the end soon, right?
Yeah.
So before we continue, I just want to make sure that we inject that there's something that we wanted to share. There's a meditation by Yehuda Ashkenazi that is going to be for free on November 24th. And we wanted to share it with everybody who's watching us. But instead of me telling you about it, I'll just let Yehuda Ashkenazi tell you about it. And then we'll post the link. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, we'll put the link there. Otherwise, you're going to see it on the screen. Just DM us wherever you are, and we'll get you everything that you need. So let's do this. How do I get it back? Okay.
Accessing your heart space, cultivating and developing.
Okay, let me start it from the beginning.
Hi everyone. I want to take a moment personally to invite you to 2 powerful sessions of Sacred Sounds. These sessions are a unique opportunity to slow down brainwaves and accessing your heart space, cultivating and developing your spiritual intuition. The first event, which will be in-person session on Thursday, November 21st at the Sunset House, LA, beautiful venue. We're having a limited space. If you live in the area and interested to join us, find the link in my bio. The second one is online session for our global community. This session will be free. It's going to be on Sunday, November 24th, and it will be hosted via Zoom. At the moment that you register, you will get the Zoom link. Find the link for this event as well in my bio. Sacred Sounds is a meditation modality that was developed in the past 5-6 years, reached already thousands of people from all around the world. The wisdom, the intentions that being shared in each session are based on the ancient Kabbalistic wisdom, while in the session we use unique frequencies, unique sounds, which designed to support slowing down the brainwaves and allowing you to find an easy access into that powerful, quiet space, quiet dimension that exists inside of you, to allow clarity, to allow answers, to allow your spiritual intuition to be developed. And from this space, you begin to access spiritual insights. I want to invite you to come and experiencing the transformative power of these sessions and to connect with your inner light. Looking forward to sharing this journey with you. Hi everyone.
Okay.
I want to take a moment.
So just before I stop the share, so if you're watching us and we don't have the link underneath, just follow Yehuda Ashkenazi, Ashke72. And on his bio, there's a link and everything that you need from him. Really, really recommended to follow him. And
what I love about his meditations, I mean, I don't know all the words, but the way he uses, the different frequencies and stuff, you go very deep. But then he uses the technology of Hebrew letters to really, really transform yourself and to like inject love and connect to love and connect to just you, like your soul. I feel like it's so powerful, like way, way different than any meditation I've ever done.
And he's also a musician, so he creates music, and it feels like he's creating music as he's doing the meditation with you.
He is. It's not pre-made anything.
But like music that when you close your eyes and you like, it's so beautiful. So it's a beautiful experience. So if you're watching this, it's free. limited to 1,000 people on Zoom. And I don't know if it's going to reach that capacity. The last times I've been on, there were maybe 400, 500, but who knows? They're growing exponentially. So I don't know if they're going to reach that 1,000 or not, but don't take a chance and register for free on the link. We should wrap it up soon, right?
Okay.
Perfect.
Anything else before we conclude? Esther, I love the background. How's the tree of life there? And
Really
Good.
nice.
Well, hopefully we'll have more conversation next week and continue the discussion about that show. So welcome. Thank you for coming to Kabbalah Conversations, and we hope that your week will be better because of it. And if you're looking to learn more, we've included resources, lessons, podcasts from the Kabbalah Center on our page in the highlights so that you can continue to connect during the week. Please tell your friends and share this page with everyone that you think can benefit. We're so excited to grow this community and very soon to have live in-person events as well for our Las Vegas group. Feel free to ask any questions or drop a comment below if you'd like to join our waiting list for the next live class. We wish you an amazing week and look forward to seeing you next week.